This is a door. Behind it is your greatest fear. Is it talking to women, being French, furries, or doing a backflip in Minecraft? My greatest fear is playing a game that doesn't make me feel scared, as not even the great Resident Evil could truly get me. Oh my lord, I didn't even see you, dude. Holy Jesus. The best it could do is make me sound like a Christian mother. So unlike what most do, pretend to scream like a little man-child because of cheap jump scares, I want to cover and find a game that'll make me feel tense, or at least offer a vibe worthy for the first Halloween video. The first vibe is a Japanese role-playing game where you are a schoolgirl just trying to survive being a woman in a man's world. You can play dress up. You can also undress and take a hot bath. And if you never leave your house by watching TV all day, you don't have to worry about getting harassed. See, the moment I leave, I get stalked by creepy men, and it's only gonna get worse somehow. The game is called World of Horror because it's a dating sim game, right? That's what it is. I didn't expect there to be 2 in 1 year.
I'll be alone forever.
Okay, game. I thought I was supposed to be playing a puzzle game, not having an existential. Now let's get back to the average day of a schoolgirl in Japan. Your goal is to just try and get a bowl of ramen because that shit is cheap yet tasty. You start your day with a little jog, find out you're being stalked, go to the police, they don't believe you, so you try to lose these creeps in the forest. Sadly, this homeless guy wants to kill you. He now is lifeless. You then watch some porn on your computer. You don't know why this is here random. This is definitely fan service. They know their target audience. You get horny and then have sex with a random guy. Then you have to fight a lot of weird shit for several hours, and it took so long that by the time you get to the ramen restaurant, it's no longer there and it never actually existed, so you pull a backflip in Minecraft. That is a terminology I found out is a way to not get banned on Twitch when talking about suicide, or sewer slide to not get demonetized here on YouTube. I don't know if fellow expert on banned words Grim is telling the truth or not. I'll have to trust him for now. So I'm gonna have to give World of Horror a vibe check of 4 out of 10. So what's the lesson learned from this game? Don't make a story-driven roguelike. I was expecting another masterclass like Obra Dinn, a mystery-heavy game that shares a similar style, but it has sound effects. Jesus Christ, dude. It has more than one song, and solving by doing stuff centered around what happened on this boat. Yes! The real mystery of World of Horror is finding out that you don't need to do any detective work in a game about solving mysteries. Here's another example. There's a mystery of a man who likes mermaids. You get there, and he sews fish fins on women. Not the worst fetish to have. The rest are so boring I don't want to waste any more time talking about the game. Thankfully, I did stream the game, so it was made more enjoyable. We can talk more about the upcoming Halloween stream, but let's get down to vibe number 2. The next game has you playing a Frenchman who is afraid of rats. That is not a jab at how the French are cowards. You are that Frenchman, and I am that coward. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh shit, rats fuck you up. Rats fuck you up. Dude, the rats are deadlier than the humans! Holy shit! The game is called Conscript, or as I like to call it, I have PTSD from playing this game. Now, you're probably wondering as you safely watch this video on your toilet, how the hell can a game be this tense, and how do I convey that in a short amount of time in this video? Me, dude. Okay. Grenade time, grenade time.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Dude, you're fucking not dying. Okay. I am really glad that I did save before this. Well, time is the answer, but I first need to explain the game. You play as the most Chad Frenchman, aka a normal human. The premise is the exact same thing as 1917, the movie.
You have a brother. Is he alive? As far as I know.
Conscript is a survival horror game and not a casual baby one, unless you're a bitch and go with unlimited saves and checkpoints. I'm talking about one that gives you a limited amount of saves by the use of ink and a journal, which means that if you die, you can lose up to an hour of progress. Oh, I didn't save in a fucking hour, dude. Holy shit. So to make this section more interesting and convey why I panic and freak out so much, I'm scared of a fucking rat in this game, dude. Talk about tense. When the f have I ever been scared of a goddamn rat? They're the lowest form of threats in video games, and yet in a World War II French survival horror game, I am literally running away panicking, palms sweaty. Just fucking go. Just go, dude. Just go down below, brother. Holy I'm gonna give you an example of how to make the game easy, but only after you struggle first. Guns in World War I took forever to reload, Exhibit 1. No, to fucking reload, you son of a fuck. After a hard-fought dance, you barely make it out alive. Holy shit, dude. Please don't, I don't want to fight those guys again. Because I'm retarded and I didn't ignore the warning that yellow gas equals bad, I will have to fight that Ubermensch again. Oh, I fucking died. Are you fucking shitting? Where was I supposed to go, game? Where the fuck was I supposed to go? Fuck, man. You lost 45 minutes of progress because of your lack of brain power. So you turn it on for once and go find a revolver that does twice the damage, but you need to reload after each shot. This doesn't actually make the fight easier. On your rematch, you try this new weapon out and panic. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. Holy shit, this game is brutal. I can't, oh my god, dude, this game fucks you. And so you don't lose another hour of progress. You go, you know what? I'm gonna cheese the ever-living hell out of this game. Oh, no, fuck that shit. You know, I'm by doing this one simple trick. Leave the room. Then when you enter, their AI gets reset, and therefore you can now beat half of the game with no problem now. Now there is a problem when playing games at launch. Things can get patched, and when you were planning on showing how tense the game can be, while you're editing this video, the developers nerfed the rats because people cried, apparently. Oh, boo-hoo. A game about the horrors of World War I trench warfare was too tough for you? Maybe grow a pair. I don't gotta fight any of you fuckers. F that shit, dude. So the original plan for conscript section is gonna be cut short. I died enough times to lose 5 hours of playtime in a 10-hour game. I failed enough times the French just executed me for being a bitch. Thankfully, the game is still great enough to rank high on the score, despite the rat nerf. Now, if you skip to this timestamp in the video, you aren't questioning your sexuality. You know what you like. And you know what? Why do you think it's taking up 80% of the video? Are you turned on by this? If you answered yes, you are a furry. But somehow it gets even worse. And it's the final scary game to cover. Now, you might be thinking, how is that more terrifying than the last game? Well, I'm too young to have been in the trenches of World War I, and Conscript was just a game. What terrifies me is that furries are real, and somehow since the start of the year, there's this looming feeling that's been following me after making a throwaway joke in my news show. Speaking of f***ing, I like to promote unique and weird games on this channel, but I can't quite grasp why though. Then a few months go by, I play Pseudo-Borgalia that everyone told me was a platformer, but it wasn't. We lost all of our HP, or as it's commonly known as, horny points. How do you regain said horny points? Then Nine Souls, a game that was so good it ruined Elden Ring. Okay, wow. I was conflicted and given it a 10 out of 10 because the game is also kind of a furry game, and if I enjoy the game that much, does that now make me a furry? Wow, I didn't know this game had physics. So in order to stop this furry curse that I feel is about to take over me, I had to play this horror game in the final vibe of this Halloween video. Sucker for Love, A Date to Die For is not a dating game. Wait, this feature was introduced for players who dislike being hit on by older women. Eldritch Abominations. It is a fan fiction furry game where the writers put all the effort to make you as horny as possible. Yeah, make me pay. Make me pay. It's a rather simple story. All you do is meet PNGs that are wonderfully voice acted.
Oh yeah, I know. You gotta go run off and steal my boyfriend, right? Yeah, it's whatever. Totally cool.
And you might have to fight the urge to become a furry.
There's no need to be bashful, especially after all that time you spent playing coy.
I will not cover the story as just like porn. Let's skip to the good stuff.
Don't touch me.
You say don't touch me with your face open like that. You're asking for me. If you've never heard of this game, you will now never forget it, and I will also ruin it in more ways than one. I think the reason why she really stands out is you don't have a shadow underneath. I think having a shadow would have been like, that's really easy to do, because it makes her like she's way too bright compared to the rest of the background. Like, see, you have shadow here. You play as an asexual lesbian black woman that is kind of hot. If you don't know what asexual is, I'll have Goat Mommy here explain it.
You should be melting with desire. Being anywhere within a mile of me should amplify your lust 1,000-fold. Wait, are you saying what I think you're saying?
This goat is, for some reason, the desire of this black woman because fan fiction and Rule 34 demands it.
Do you have any idea who I am? I'm Roxanne, the black goat of the woods. And you will rue this day.
She is the eldritch goddess of lust.
Really?
You summon her by accident because you're a dumb woman. You perform a bunch of rituals in this game because horror.
No, I'm into this.
Now, the biggest question on your sexually confused mind is, why are we doing these rituals? To simplify it, remember Stardew Valley when you got a note saying come to your grandmother's house? It's the same thing here, but when you arrived, you walked in and found the book of what I'm going to call fanfiction. Speaking of, there is one that asks you to summon your partner. For me, that is obviously lae'zel from Baldur's Gate 3, but for the black woman you play as named Stardust, her desire is Goat Mommy.
Oh my.
Why? Because she is a furry, which I am not. I prefer frogs. Side note.
Sit tight. Another episode of Sucker for Love, Date to Die For is coming up.
It took me 10 months and 100 hours, or 1,000 if you want to count the videos, to fall in love with lae'zel. And that was just the first 2 acts. What I'm trying to say is I don't quite get why anyone would instantly fall for this goat. Only a furry would, which I am not.
You aren't with child now?
Hold on a second, Missy. You think as a woman, that's all I'm good for? Like, what are you, a goddamn Republican? Moving on, as you play the game, there are other characters you meet. There's a cult of people that want to kill the goat known as normies. Since you play as a furry, you must defend your goat senpai.
Are they coming? Already?
They ain't the only ones coming.
No.
Roxanne is horny and wants us to create a nice steak and wine dinner to get the juices flowing. So we go down to the kitchen to get some meat and wine, and on our way back up, thank God you had your guitar. Why do you have a guitar? I think this will sound quite familiar.
They're like my exes. And using the same metaphor, if you try to date me, then my exes will hack you to death with farm tools.
It's Scott Pilgrim versus the world. Hell yeah. That first attack is from a human sexy woman that earlier you tried to stick your...
Hi. Got another one for you, Person Lane.
Her boyfriend Buck, who likes to is trying to kill her.
Oh, you're gonna die. Slowly. Painfully. Long live.
He is a man, so he does the dumbest thing ever. Has a gun, has us surrounded, and...
They know you have to leave this room eventually, so they're waiting to ambush you. Don't let your guard down. They could be anywhere.
Well, he isn't dumb. The writers might be, as they boxed themselves into a corner, as the game would obviously end right here if it was written with any logic. So what's the goal? We need to burn the heart from Slay the Spire to kill off all the bad guys because logic. Don't worry, it'll all make sense later.
Did something scary happen?
I can't believe I wasn't able to get the stupid book back.
Guess I've got to get involved now. The book is mine. Next time on Sucker for Love, House of Wax.
We then wake up inside a weeb's wet dream, a library with a great set of books.
But I merely created a means of communication between humans and gods. Am I truly to blame if someone else uses it for evil instead?
We touch her books and go back into the never-ending story Furry Edition.
I know it's a lot to take in, but because I'm an outer god, everything in this reality is my dream, including you. Sometime after I'm uprooted, I will wake up, and this reality will end.
We're not horny yet, but Roxanne is because she is desperate and lonely, as what was a mere minutes for us was 1,000 years for her.
Stardust. My Stardust. been so long.
Now you're probably asking, how does flirting go? Well, since her true form is actually a tree.
This goat form is merely one of my avatars, but my true form is actually all of the trees in the Black Woods.
Wait, so if I f you, I'd be f***ing a tree? You've heard of tree hugger. I don't think you ever heard of tree fucker.
A really sexy tree.
What would a sexy tree even look like?
Trees are one of the most meta-defining organisms in the game.
Like a birch tree?
Obviously, the only way to answer that question would be with a tier list. So let's get into it. There aren't any F tier trees, so we're gonna start in D tier. The birch tree has some of the lowest defenses of any tree in the game.
Sexier.
What's sexier than a birch tree?
Next on the list is the oak tree.
Sexier.
A mahogany tree?
Sexier.
A Christmas tree?
Sexier.
In B tier, we have the maple tree,
Sexier.
I don't actually know a lot of trees.
the mangrove.
No, willow trees aren't sexy.
I have to give the ranking of S tier to the conifers.
Cedar. Oh, that's crazy. Less sexy.
Wait, a cedar tree is the sexiest tree? I'm gonna have to blur that out. What's like the big tree? It's gotta be a big girthy tree, like a thick tree. The ones in like.
It's no wonder that the giant sequoia, the largest tree built in the game,
Very good, actually.
All this talk of trees has made her leaves fall off.
I was just thinking about you.
Oh, I bet you were.
Whatever should we do?
Obviously, the answer is gonna go, you should put your clothes back on. Yep, exactly. I got you covered. Always in the mood. How to take the sex appeal from like great to like meh.
This is a real low point.
Okay, now see, look, now sex appeal went up a little bit, you know, got a little, got to see a little cleavage, showing a little bit of the shoulder.
Oh, I should reciprocate. Come here, let me do your horns for you. It won't take long. Oh, look at you. So pretty.
Now, I'm not really into this whole goat thing, but what I am into is women that can beat my ass.
I won't let an unfair advantage hollow my victory.
Billy, who is oddly uglier with her mask off, is a power top. Why is she killing us? Because she wants to date Roxanne because she is a furry.
You're telling the truth, aren't you?
But how do we defeat someone who likes to dominate?
Even for being in a cult full of brainwashed psychopaths, Billy is the least reasonable. The only way to get through to her at all is to speak her language.
Well, what is that language? Well, just like in Doctor Strange, the only way to beat someone that's more powerful than you is to put them in a loop where, hey, if we're gonna die infinitely for all eternity, motherfucker.
Oh, proving you're stronger than me without throwing a single punch. I see your strength. I won't come after you anymore if you spare me.
But be warned, when Buck sees me helping you, there's no way he'll let me meet you again in the next life.
But just when I was losing my interest in the game, it takes my second and third favorite fetishes and mashes them into one.
What's wrong? Never seen a Russian blue before? Many call me Ant. Others call me the Crying Chaos, the Haunter of the Dark, the Mind Eater, the Unknown that pushes back.
Oh, you could break my back any day.
I've earned many ominous titles and aliases that I don't much care for. But you may call me by one I do quite like, Auntie Nyan Nyan.
How are you gonna flirt with me? Now I'm interested. Remember what I said earlier in the video? Sucker for Love, A Date to Die For is not a dating game. This is what made me realize that. You can't date Muscle Mommy Nyan Nyan.
I've heard much about you. The way my niece spoke of you.
I was thoroughly disappointed. She is my type, which is now the second time this has happened in a video game.
I will burn you, bite you, brand you with the wounds of my obsession.
Oh, if you're gonna be a dating game, commit to the bit and go all out and let me f the cat. Why tease me like this?
You clearly lost your composure, presuming to tell a god what she can and cannot do. I'd revert back to my suppressed form to spare your sanity, but that rebellious glint in your eye is really pissing me off.
Chapter 999. The Lonely Devil Arrives.
But what about if you're a straight woman? There are no men to romance, and as an asexual lesbian black woman, I'm offended by this.
Ow! I'm looking for my girlfriend.
You could be if you were my type.
That depends. What's yours?
Oh, just goats with giant titties. You definitely look like a horse now more than a goat.
Do you not recognize me?
Now, here is another major disappointment with the game. I really wanted a music video after this to introduce and show off his pop star power. I'm assuming the budget ran out, but if only somebody had $50,000 to make a music video, that would have been cool.
If you're really from around here, show me where you live.
Okay, you're kind of being of a creep now, guy. You know, I thought this was going fine. Now you're really creeping me out. And just like every guy, he wants one thing from a woman. Your book.
Oh, don't forget your bag. So, you're the one Buck wants.
Oh, shit.
Oh, you're the one I've been looking for all along. I'm suddenly madly in love with you.
Oh my God, it's so amazing. I love it.
In fact, I know it's so soon, but let's get married too.
Oh my God, yes.
After all, so long as you're alive, I'll never have eyes for anyone else. Never.
And just like Taylor Swift fans, they will do whatever he says.
Killer girls.
So on to grandmother's house we go, where we solve this problem with relative ease. Oh my God, dude. These women are crazy.
The only way to break their obsession is either by finding something else that they love even more, or by removing the object of their obsession.
So just like my favorite animated movie of all time, Anastasia, we need to find items that will trigger them to not be crazy.
Sweetie, please come home. I'm coming, Mom. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Is that my Angus?
Oh.
Someone remembered my birthday.
That's me. That's my song. That's me. Are you serious? But it's so good. I sound like that?
You managed to get through everything. Ah, well, we kind of phoned it in with the outsourced killers, huh?
Well, every single person Buck sent to kill you instead joined you. Time and time again.
That's how much sex appeal I give off. Our sex appeal is so goddamn hot that Kid had to take his shirt off. What are you mad that no one's looking at your bod? Oh, you put all that effort into that wonderful body and nobody gives a shit.
I didn't know. When I suddenly got popular, I didn't guess it was because I was brainwashing everybody. All I knew was that everyone I met would become my biggest fan. That's all Buck told me.
You're confused.
I should probably mention everyone has been under the spell the whole time when they have these eyes.
Look at me really quick. Look at me.
The spell literally only works when you're horny though, which is why we were never affected by this. I'm looking at you. I am 100% looking all...
They're not gonna buy a four-eyed goat from outer space made me do it.
Since his fans no longer love him, he is also no longer horny and lets us go. We are able to run away and make it to the wee bookstore when we meet and get killed by Buck. Now for the twist I did not see coming.
No, I'm a mysterious, sexy librarian type. Look past my aloof and distant nature and fall in love with me ironically.
You're like, okay, Wood, no, I'm not talking about the fact that the librarian is an eldritch tentacle monster and her body was just a puppet. Don't ask how she was controlled.
Wait, I know what it sounds like, but I can explain.
The reason for this whole story, and maybe even the game existing, is this.
I've got nothing. I'm a disaster for human eldritch love.
I thought this game was going to be just a funny furry dating game, but now it makes me realize there's something far much worse out there. Eldritch monster fan art. Yes, we found something truly horrific. There are people that probably enjoy monsters like Moo.
We live where all the undiscovered nightmare fuel hangs out. Bottom of the Pacific Ocean. Not my fault you guys went to space before 100%ing your own planet. Wait, is Roxy a monster girl or a furry?
Now I'm starting to see furries are not so bad anymore.
Between you and me, Roxy is the hottest one in the family by far.
Speaking of Roxanne, we now have the conclusion to this game.
If Roxy of all the gods can't find happiness with a human, there's no hope for any of us cosmic entities.
And now for the climax. I want to know if you feel the same way I do. In reality, like, ooh, it doesn't feel earned, man. Sadly, I didn't feel the passion from that kiss, unlike the one I got from lae'zel in Baldur's Gate 3.
Say the words.
Oh. But that kiss was not an ordinary one, as Moo has such a raging tentacle hard-on.
Oh yeah, I'm writing fanfics of the two of you right now. This stuff is hot.
She wants to be alive forever in this fanfiction reality, and we're forced to be immortal. So now the furry fanfiction can end happily ever after.
You don't have to kneel to me for my rich... Where did you get that? Moo!
But there is one more problem. Stardust only exists when Roxanne is sleeping.
Stardust. You're the most wonderful thing I could have ever dreamed up.
Gram, you're crying. Did you have another bad dream? But you never want to talk about your dreams.
I had my reasons. I didn't want to fill your head with fear of humans. Now, I can tell you about love.
You know, out of every Stardust I've met, you've been the biggest pain in my ass.
You thought the kiss felt anticlimactic. Buck was just waiting to get the book back from us before we kissed Roxanne, but he was instantly taken out by the sexiest character in the game.
The ultimate persistence predator.
And you would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for this meddling cad.
Hell yeah, she's here to save the day.
Hello, handsome.
Okay, see, now this. Okay, now, see, I wish I was him. I wish I was him in this scenario. You're probably wondering, where is Stardust this whole time then?
Do you even know what you're in for? Infinite, cruel eternity.
If you fell in love with Goat Mommy, waiting around in the void till she sleeps and brings you back into reality might be something you're willing to live with. I, on the other hand, will follow the one I love instead.
Well now, aren't you just full of surprises? For a moment, I thought you'd forgotten your quest so easily, in exchange for a flutter of lashes and a flash of thigh. It seems I may have misjudged your resolve. A mistake I do not often make.
No, you didn't misjudge me. It's just that I barely got to know you. It sucks that maybe under different circumstances, this could have turned out differently. And do you really want me to destroy the world and prevent everyone from enjoying Goat Mommy Roxanne's sexy thighs?
Prove them right, and spend your immortal days simpering at my niece's cloven hooves like a love-struck fool. The agony of indecision suits you, little matchstick. Though I do hope you choose to burn it all down. I've never cared for happy endings. Or goodbyes, for that matter. Ta-ta.
But don't worry, Roxanne is fine. She is an eldritch goddess, of course. One that wasn't so bad on the eyes. 4 eyes, to be exact.
Oh, can I have a taste?
No, I was kidding.
I was only 90% serious.
I hope you liked the first ever Halloween video. If you're watching this before Halloween, I want to get the ball rolling on the next one. We need 3 games with at least one being interesting and weird enough to carry a video. If you want to join in on that game picking process and support the channel, join the Discord. If you want to be a part of shaping these videos live, head on over to Twitch. Here's a quick rundown of the games. I'll explain more in depth my opinions at the end of the year video later this year. I was hoping Sucker for Love was going to be amazing enough to convert me. You're gonna have to try harder next time. But until that time, I guess I'll just be a frog lover. But that's a story for another time. Thanks for watching. See, okay, now see, this is me. Yeah, see, this is me. Exactly. I have no desire. You gotta try harder to get me hard.
It's about to get very, very hot.
We talking about this planet or this room? You know what I would like to get into though? Those titties.
Nanny!
I thought you said nani?
Nani?
You had me at physical enhancement.
What if I drain the life from your body?
Don't threaten me with a good time.
This feeling of hope welling in my chest. So unfamiliar.
Something else is welling up, if you know what I mean. I took a deep breath and forced a small smile. I swallowed hard, forcing the familiar lump in my throat back down. Come on. I know what you mean there. We all know what...
I fear the worst has yet to come.
No, you don't step backwards. You step forward.
Mommy.
You didn't expect me to enjoy this. You don't understand. I've already been through the ringer. lae'zel, dude. You're gonna have to try harder.
Are you alright?
No, do it again. Do it again.